show you something that's absolutely disgusting. I was gonna show you a bit later, but I'm here, so guys, please let everybody know this is happening in backyards all across North America and the world. These are skins, guys. These are skins. Guys, look at what I'm showing you here. Skins. This isn't a neighborhood. This isn't a backyard. See how aggressive people get. Holy crap. It's so eerie, guys. Yeah. As you can see, people are really triggered when you show the truth around these places, right? It's like this guy was waiting for me. Not the only time. Guys, look at what you're seeing here. It's a cow, guys. That was a cow. Cow who went through misery just for their skin. They don't want you to see the truth. They hide everything from you in this industry. Why do you think that is? Do you think you're an adult enough to know? Do you think the public should know what's happening? I certainly do. They close the doors, right? They want to hide everything. What's there to hide? Shouldn't you be proud of your business? Shouldn't you be proud of what you're doing? Absolutely disgusting. Like, you can't even explain the smell out here. So this is in part of the slaughterhouse St. Helens. And again, what you can't see or understand is the smell. So guys, I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm an animal rights activist. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I used to work for the Canadian government. And I'm here showing what happens with your food system and how we exploit animals for fashion and things like that. I, along with several activists around the world, have decided it's time to expose these places. Several have done this before in the past, but I think now is a defining moment where we have these tools in our hands where we can go live and show the truth about what's taking place. Had a worker slam the door on me a few times because he wants to leave the door open. It absolutely stinks in here. Absolutely smells. They leave the doors open because of the smell, because they're working with chemicals and all these things. Sorry guys, just Gotta always watch out for your own personal safety when you're at these places. Workers get triggered. People do stupid things sometimes when they're caught doing things that maybe they shouldn't be doing, right? So I jumped a bit there. So this is called a tannery. Call this the most disgusting street in Toronto, possibly Canada. They have a tannery, they have an oil drum facility specifically for the cows, body parts and secretions. Absolutely, the smell, guys, I can't even explain it. And then they have a slaughterhouse down here. Have to be very careful with the chemical smells. I can't believe people work in this shit. I mean, I can understand because I did. But I learn differently, right? A lot of people can learn differently. If you can hit like, smash like, tell all your friends, let everybody know what's going on in the backyard of a neighborhood here. It's a neighborhood in Toronto, right behind this disgusting area here. And the oil drum facility here, I'll show you guys. The smell is just, I can't even describe it. It stuck with me for a few days. Let me know how the volume is. Let me know how the stream is going. So this entire street is basically owned by this disgusting company called St. Helens. This street is called Gun Road or Gun Street, I can't remember. If you can imagine. So this is like the former, what do you call it? The former stockyards. That's the word they use for it, stockyards. And so I, like many others, have changed. We've learned that we don't have to be a part of this industry. And so they'll make the drums there, and then they'll fill them with the body parts and secretions of the cows and maybe other animals. Smells very potent. It's very strong. Gets in your face and your lungs and your eyes, and it sticks with you. Ben, just let them comment away. That's fine. It'll get the algorithm boosted a bit, and then we'll see afterwards. Maybe we can then delete some comments afterwards. So, guys, once again, we are on Gun Road in Toronto at disgusting St. Helens, who glamorizes ground chicken and ground turkey and ground cow flesh. We learned a long time ago that we do not have to eat animals. We do not have to view them as commodities or for entertainment or anything like that. And so we can change. And that's what us activists are demanding, that we change, that we create change. We don't need to be a part of this anymore. Maybe at one time we thought we had to, but we don't now. I changed. I'm a prime example of change. Ex-slaughterhouse inspector. My whole family worked in this industry. And this isn't basic survival. Would you be on the phone if you were surviving, monkey? Would you be, or monk? Would you be on a phone if you were surviving? No, you aren't surviving, bro. You're actually thriving. What do you mean? So all the animals you eat, probably most chemicals are used for the animal flesh that you eat. So they put toxic chemicals on the animal flesh to kill the pathogens that you're eating. You know, from like the pandemics that you might be spreading. Also, most supplements, most antibiotics, probably most drugs are given to the animals that you eat. So I don't know what this idea about is chemicals on the plants we eat. We don't want that system. We prefer a different system, veganic and vertical farming. And if you actually gave a shit and you weren't using that as an excuse, then maybe I would understand, but you're using it as an excuse to justify violence towards others. Innocent animals. I'm sure you wouldn't go around the street kicking animals, but yet you're paying for this industry to happen. So guys, we are at St. Helens Death House here in Toronto, Canada. I'm gonna stand back a little bit because this one guy the last time here was losing his mind on me, calling me names, calling me every name in the book. But it's not surprising, guys. There's a lot to hide in this industry. If you're gonna justify this, you have to justify that violence is okay. You have to justify that it's okay to harm and hurt and abuse other living sentient beings. This isn't a survival situation, Monkey. Think about it for a second. You're on a phone. You're not in a, like, what are you talking about? We can live and thrive on a plant-based diet. If you want to eat potato chips all day, that's fine, but just leave the animals alone. We can very easily live without. And as these guys are pointing out, you're eating 42-day-old babies, actually disabled babies. Many of them are female. Many of them suffer just by living. They've been so genetically engineered, engineered that they can't even hold their own body weight. They can't even move around. Their legs, sometimes their legs are much bigger than, one leg will be bigger than the other. Oftentimes when I was on the slaughterhouse kill line, you would see just one leg hanging on the shackle. Yes, they're put on metal shackles as well, guys, if you didn't know. Just because plants are alive bait doesn't mean they're sentient. I mean, are you a carrot rights activist? Are you holding a sign saying, please don't harm the carrots? I don't think so, because we know better. Using these stupid excuses, it doesn't cut it, buddy. It doesn't cut it. Think about it. It's fine, Ben. Let him comment that. I don't mind. It gets the algorithm going. Guys, so again, I'm at Hell on Earth. You just saw, if you haven't seen, the tannery, the mother's skin, you can see back on the stream. You can see like the entire shape of the cow pretty much. And so I saw a stream from my friend, a video from my friend Jake. He posted about these cow heads, or maybe they were lamb heads, I can't remember. But guys, if you think about it, people working in this place are cutting the faces of these animals. So if you go to Plant Geezer's Instagram reel, that's where I saw it. Maybe it's on shorts as well. You'll see the actual head, and I think sometimes you've seen it, the skin that's ripped off the head. If you can imagine, human beings are cutting that head all day long. They're experiencing that. They're witnessing that, let alone the animal that suffered for that. Can you imagine you're putting that trauma on people just for your food choices? You don't get fat eating veggies. I mean, you can be fat, you can be skinny, you can be whatever the hell you want. Just leave the animals alone. So yeah, guys, I'm in hell. So basically I want to show you this other place too. So this place here, this place was shut down years ago due to lots of issues of contamination. They kept not adhering to government standards, and they were forced to shut down. Now, years later, they became this other company called True Harvest. And now I've heard recently that now they are actually going into business and they're going to be killing more cows. You say that, Bread, you say that, but I doubt you would ever work in one of these facilities. Yeah, like, people want to talk hardcore and tough online, and they act like they're this and that and the other. But most people probably would pet a dog. Most people would probably pet any other animal. They've just been conditioned to think that they have to eat certain animals. And so that's what I'm out here to show, is that we don't have to do that. I've been vegan for like 12 years now. It's no problem, guys. It's absolutely no problem. We can live without hurting animals, harming them. And so I guess I've drawn in the cavalry, so to say. We have people like or trigger that I'm here. It's got all the employees kind of just staring at me and trying to bother me, which is fine. I'm getting used to it, although they're triggered. If you go back on some of my streams, see the way they acted, because it's like they're caught, right? It's like when I was an inspector, I'd walk into these places and oftentimes panic would arise because everybody knew they were up to something no good, right? Deep down inside, it's like catching a child when they're doing something wrong. And so I'm just waiting for a truck so I can bear witness. Hopefully I don't get harassed. Hopefully I don't get an employee walking up behind me while I'm doing that. Yeah. So guys, I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. If you have any questions, if you want to know what it was like to work in one of these places, I'm going to go into some stories here. We have a truck coming up right now. Just keep an eye on this guy because he's been triggered before. So I'm going to drive straight ahead. He's telling him to run me over. That's what he told me, to run me over. Wow. Run me over. Okay. Wow. St. Helens employee said to run me over. Okay. Simply showing the truth. Feces, guys, what you can't see here or acknowledge is the smell. Absolutely disgusting. Feces all over this truck. Can you imagine we treat animals like this, all covered in their shit, their urine and their filth? Disgusting. Urine all over the place. You can't even imagine the smell. Shameful. Blood money. That's what this is. Absolutely disgusting. Sickening industry. And this guy tells the truck driver to run me over. That's what this company says, to run people over, like we haven't had somebody run over before. St. Helens employees tell other people to run people over. That's what you get from this company. They're employees telling people to run me over. How disgusting is that? So I should report that to the police. It's on film, and we'll see what happens from it. Excuse me? You want me to call the police so you're telling your employees to run people over? He said that. He said that to the truck driver, to run me over. Run him over. That's what he said. Run him over. That's what he said. And that's on film. And you're accepting that. Yeah, I see you shaking your head. Okay. Run people over. Right. Okay. Well, that's St. Helens for you guys. Telling them to run people over. Is that the CFIA inspector? CFIA inspector, wow. Run people over, guys. That's St. Helens' model, is run people over for simply having a camera at this place. Exercising my fundamental freedoms of expression, this guy's telling a truck driver to go straight for me and run me over. Excellent. So guys, this is a violent industry, right? They kill mother cows. Often these cows are still pregnant, possibly sometimes giving birth inside these death trucks. telling drivers to run people on the street over, on the sidewalk, to drive on the sidewalk to run people over. That's what this industry wants people to do, if you can imagine. So we're at St. Helens Death House here in Toronto. And simply for exposing this industry, we're having people ask truck drivers to run us over. We had a friend, Regan Russell, who was killed due to Bill 156, and the Agriculture Minister, Ernie Hardman, who ran this bill. If you can look it up, there was a killing. Our friend Regan Russell was killed because of people with that same sort of rhetoric, that people shouldn't be allowed to show what's happening with their food system. I mean, but these companies can spread lies, right? Like humane, organic, free range, free run. They talk about their beautiful farms and how great they are, how healthy their food is, how they're not used, there's no hormones, there's no additives, there's none of this stuff added, right? Added hormones. I saw that the other day, added hormones. What does that even mean? Those animals have hormones. They're just saying added hormones as another euphemism, guys. How disgusting is that? I used to have an okay relationship with the manager here until one day, if you look back on the streams, he allowed a truck driver to park in the baking sun with these poor mother cows sitting there for over 30 minutes. And I asked him to move the truck and he got mad at me. So these guys are triggered. As you saw, the employee said to run me over simply for putting a camera up to the industry. It just goes to show. It just goes to show. And I even tell the manager, and he's laughing and shakes his head and says, oh, I didn't say to do it, but has he said anything to the employee? Imagine that. Imagine that. Yeah, I agree. There are a bunch of lifeless losers here. But you know the irony of it, Steffelson? Sorry if I got your name wrong. The irony of it is these guys are pushing the algorithm, and that gets me more views, and that gets to a larger audience and more subscribers. So eventually at some point, I said it before that I'm going to axe them all. I'm going to get rid of them all at some point. So once again, I'm in Toronto at a death house where they exploit and kill mother cows. They steal their babies, if you can imagine that. They take their little ones so humans can pretend they're baby cows. You'll see a bunch of birds here. You'll see all various types of birds. They have owls, fake owls near the spot where they drop the body parts that go to rendering, the cancers, the stuff that humans consider not edible, but they'll give to their dogs and cats. So that's a co-product. The cancers, the cellulitis, the tumors, all the stuff that goes into the bin there that's not considered edible for humans will go to a rendering facility. And you guys talk about loving your dogs and cats, and you feed them that shit. You feed them that garbage. How disgusting is that? People don't even know, right? And I can't say like everybody's so at fault, but when you start to learn and you actually find out about this industry, you need to be better. And that's what I'm here. And several activists in the chat care. A lot of people care, Flatbed. A lot of people care. A lot of people don't want to see this happen. A lot of people are sick of seeing this type of thing happen. Mother cows are executed, guys. Shot in the face. Sometimes they're pregnant. Their skin is ripped off. If you go to my friend Plant Geezer's, his shorts, and he shows the face. Imagine that was you all day cutting at a head that's like, it's insane. It's disgusting. And people got to go home and they got to talk to their family after they see that violence. It is violent. That's what it is. It's sheer violence. And if you didn't know, communities surrounding slaughterhouses like this one, like this community right here, all those houses with the park that's behind this fucking place, those communities have higher rates of crime, violent crime. Now, why would you support that happening, right? Why would you support PTSD, drug, alcoholism? You saw the guy earlier. He was telling the truck driver to run me over. He was telling the actual truck driver, go run him over. And you can rewind it back and you'll see, which is absolutely crazy, right? Absolutely insane. Guys, I'm at St. Helens. I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We call this a progressive country. Canada, progressive. Canadians are known for this progressiveness. Yet we send cows all the way from places like Alberta, Canada, Alberta, all the way to Toronto. That's 30 plus hours. Sometimes these cows are still pregnant, guys. They're still pregnant. Some will give birth on the trucks. They'll fall down after they've been sliding in their shit and urine for hours and hours and hours. Can you imagine how terrified they are? And these farmers, you know, I heard it the other day. Oh, we treat our cows better than we do humans. You send them to a fucking slaughterhouse, bro. You send them to have their necks chopped off. You steal their babies. How is that treating anybody better? It's not consensual. Like, it's all for their body parts. It's all for their milk. We aren't cows, guys. I know, it's crazy, right? If we were born cows, I would understand drinking their milk, but we aren't cows, right? We are human beings, and we wean, guys. And if you can't wean, if you're having difficulty and you're still like thinking that you're a baby cow, guys, guess what? I have a once in a lifetime offer for you. I will send you a pacifier. Go to my Instagram, send me a DM. I will send you a sucky. You can sleep with that at night. I'll send you a blankie as well, once in a lifetime offer. And that sucky, and I'll even send you a bottle, but it will be with oat milk or soy milk, so you don't have to pretend you're a fucking baby or a fucking baby cow. Guys, hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends. Thank you, Neil, for being here. Alicia, always here. Ben G. We see some others in the chat that Jake was here earlier. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I just showed, if you guys go back on this stream, you're gonna see the tannery, and you're gonna see the skins of the mother cow and how triggered the workers were there. I'm just standing here with a camera. That's all I'm doing. I'm talking to the screen, and people are going batshit crazy. One of the workers told the truck driver, go straight and run him over. That was his demand. That's what he said. Hey, Jake, that's what he said to do. Run him over. Go run him over. I'm on a sidewalk, guys. I'm on a sidewalk in Canada, and this guy told the guy to drive on the sidewalk and run him over, if you can imagine. That's how triggered people are. It is a cool story, Jamie. It's not really cool, though, because nobody should be killed for expressing their fundamental beliefs and expression here in Canada or anywhere in the world. And if you don't like that, Jesse, if you don't like those expressions and the ability to do that, then perhaps you should move to another country. If you're in a country that allows those expressions, maybe move to one that doesn't allow those beliefs. Maybe you shouldn't live in a progressive country that allows for expression and allows for people to do that. Yeah, that's a weird take, Tyler. Are you still on the tip, bro? I'm just curious. Guys, hit 1 if you're vegan. Hit 2 if you're thinking about it. Hit 3 if you're an animal abuser loser. Let's see who you are in the chat, guys. And let me know also where you're from. So we got number 3 there, Lord Prep. It's not a good flex. Look at these guys are admitting they're animal abuser losers, which is crazy. Thank you, vegans, pre-vegans. Guys, if you're number 2, I ask you, first of all, to think about the ethics. There's a link in my description. It's called the 3-Minute Movie Challenge. Copy that, save that for later, or go to it now. Watch it, see if that resonates with you. And then there's a link to Challenge 22. It gives you free resources. It gives you access to a dietitian. You're not going to get that anywhere, guys. You're not going to get that for free anywhere. Unbelievable resource. I wish I had that access. I wish I would have known about that. They're going to give you meal plans, ideas on how to change. And then just keep in mind always about the poor mother cow that's going to get shot in the face, executed because she's a cow at just 5 years old. 5 years old, they'll have 2 or 3 babies. Did you know that cows, guys, actually tell me, how long are cows pregnant for generally when they're having a baby? Let me know how long they're pregnant for. If anybody has any clue on that. And guys, also let me know if you know, not the vegans, maybe vegans hold off because I know you guys know. When do pigs go to slaughter? When do they go to slaughter? Okay, I see one right answer there. Yeah, maybe 2 answers that are right there. Well, taste doesn't justify violence. I see a right answer for the pigs. 8 months is pretty close. So 9 months, guys, 9 months. They're pregnant for 9 months, much like a female human being. If you're a female and you're consuming cow's milk, you got to think, like, we're stealing their babies. Those babies are getting shot in the face and eaten. Sometimes they're not shot in the face. Sometimes they're electrocuted and then their necks are cut and they're thrown into a bin. It's disgusting. It's crazy. I've been in these places, guys. I've seen what happens. These placentas are thrown in vats and they're sitting there. These vats full of these babies. It's not bullshit, bro. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. Why are you talking shit? You're the one who has to live with this blood money.
Cattle for 7,500 years.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. We can change. I change. You can change too. Don't talk shit to me, bro. Acting like you know. Get on the kill floor. Go do it yourself. Fuck that shit. People want to talk shit. I'm here to talk shit back. Fuck that shit. We've been doing cattle for 7,500 years. Yeah, okay. Yes, because places like this existed 7,500 years ago. Guys, anyways, we saw that pigs, they go to slaughter at just 6 months old. And in places like this, guys, think about it. In places like this, pigs never go outside. They'll never be outside. 6 months, they live in a shed. Then they're fucking sent to a gas chamber. Guys, did you know that pigs are put into gas chambers, CO2 gas chambers? Listen to this. They burn. They literally burn from the gas, right? It's CO2 gas. So it's on their mucous membranes. It builds up carbonic acid, and they freak out. They'll even bite their limbs. Guys, if there's one thing, if you just stop by quickly, I just want you to check out. If you want to learn about what happens to pigs, go see the movie Pignorant on Amazon. I see there was a spike in the chat. Go to Amazon Prime right now or bookmark it and watch it later. Pignorant, the movie. You can see what happens with pigs in the pig industry, as well as you can go to my link in my description. Please grab that. It's 3 minutes. It could change your life. It'll just show you the truth, guys. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I worked for the Canadian government for over 15 years. I worked in places like slaughterhouses. I thought we had to eat animals. My entire family worked in this industry, and I fucking changed. And that's why I'm out here today, to show that I'm living proof that you can change. Yeah, maybe I'm a little bit loud. Maybe I'm obnoxious a little bit. But it's to get the algorithm going. I'm generally reasonable if you saw some of my podcasts. But earlier, a guy said run him over. All these weird things, the way people are acting around these places, just like when I was an inspector, everybody just kind of ran around and went crazy when I would walk into these places. Guys saying grow your own food. Listen, if we had a food system that was plant-based, if we had a food system that was veganic, vertical farming, if we put all the subsidies that go into this fucking disgusting industry into plants, I'm sure we live in a much safer, healthier world than we do now. We got people that are triggered, driving by, give me the finger, yelling at me at every which second. Why? I'm here showing the truth. I'm telling people what happens in their food system. You don't like it. Guys, people don't know that the chickens they eat are like 42 days old. They're little babies. They're disabled babies. You're eating disabled babies. That crunch when you bite into their wings, or that little ball that you taste that you think is fat, that's a tumor, guys. Those are pathogens as well. Like, they're covered in pathogens. E. coli, salmonella, campylobacter. Look up food poisoning. Look up food poisoning, then you'll know. You'll absolutely know what takes place. 1 in 4 people in the United States alone are going to contract food poisoning. They call it food poisoning, right? But it's actually contracting E. coli, salmonella, campylobacter, maybe even listeria. And if you didn't know, that can affect the rest of your life. Actually, there's some studies to say that it reduces your lifespan. It absolutely reduces your lifespan. So if you think about that, why would you want to be inhaling that? Why would you want your kids to be inhaling that? We look at zoonotic diseases, things like avian influenza. Cows have avian influenza, and I can tell you why. There's crows around here. They have owls up there because the owls, the fake owls, are trying to just push the other birds away. So that way, there's a truck coming, and usually this guy's pretty quick and heated, so I got to be careful. What'll happen is they'll push the birds away from grabbing the body parts that go into the bin over here. Guys, think about what that can cause. You look at pandemic risks. How many zoonotic diseases are out there, like avian influenza? You look at things like tuberculosis. You look at things like Jonas disease. I didn't know, but there's a potential link to Crohn's disease, man. Crohn's disease. It's called Jonas disease. If you can look it up, even a professor in one of these dairy-rich countries, I think it was Wisconsin, and he even came out and said there's a good chance that Crohn's disease is caused by cows' milk. So guys, why would you feed your family that? We aren't cows. Remember that, right? We aren't cows. We don't, just park in the middle of the road. We aren't cows. That's specially formulated for cows, right? So why would we take their babies away? Pesticides. Yes, why do we have pesticides? Because we're spraying the co-product of feces, shit, into all these fields. Think about it. Why are we putting shit in all of our fields? You drive out to the farmer's field, all you smell is shit, right? Around these communities, all you smell is shit as well. Think about it. Why do you want to have that in these fields and all this? That's what's causing, it's destroying the lands. We don't need more shit, bro. We need veganic farming. We need to change our food system, and we're gonna feed a lot more people. A lot more people are gonna be healthy. Guys, if you haven't hit like, hit subscribe. Please tell all your friends. The world needs to know about their food system, right? And so I do talk a lot about the health stuff, but in reality, you can be healthy or not as a vegan. You can eat potato chips all day. I don't give a shit. Just leave the animals alone. What did they ever do to you? Most of you have probably never been to a sanctuary. You probably never hung out with the individuals themselves. They have their own personalities. They're individuals. They can feel pain. They have all the same attributes that we have. They want to love. They want to cuddle. You know, chickens can purr. Pigs are just as intelligent, if not more intelligent, than dogs. So think about these things, guys. We don't need to be a part of that. These death trucks, the feces, the smell that comes off of that. Why would you want that in your environment? We're creating more violent crime rates when we employ slaughterhouses. People turn to drugs, alcohol, violent crimes like SA. And you can look these things up. It's studied, it's been studied. So why would you want a community like this one right over here to suffer with drug addicts, more violent crime rates? Would you want your daughter walking around in a neighborhood like this, considering the rates of SA go up? I can tell you stories, man. If you guys want to know, when I used to work for animal health in the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, you should see the things, the pictures, the files, all over the place of all these non-compliances. I'm talking pigs frozen to death. I'm talking people burning animals to death. I'm talking people taking like sticks and whatever other items and shoving it up the animals to get off maybe somehow. There's people that hang pigs. They'll hang them so that way the other pigs are more dismissive they'll listen to whatever they have to say. So they'll just leave them hanging in their little barns and sheds. Can you imagine that? That's how far it goes. So a lot of these farmers know about these workers, right? They know about these other farms, but they're too afraid to say anything to them. They're too afraid to say anything to the authorities because they're scared. These people are crazy. If you go out to these farms, guys, don't take my word for it. You can watch documentaries like Minion. You can watch the 3-minute movie challenge in my description. But if you really want to know, drive out to your farmer's fields and look in the dumpsters. Look in the dumpsters alone, and you're going to see piles of dead bodies. You're going to see piles of pigs. Sometimes you'll see cows, calves. You're going to see that. And you wonder what that smell is. Well, yeah, sure, it's feces. But in these bins that go to rendering, these farmers, they're not going to send them to slaughterhouse. They're just going to put them in garbage bins so the guy can come pick them up, and then they can send them for your dog and cat food. A rotten corpse that has bugs and all these other animals going around it. Yes, please double tap the stream. Hit that like. Get me up to 100, guys. Once again, I'm in Toronto. I'm at the worst street possible. My energy level is up, and now it's kind of crashing a bit. I'm just trying to share with the world what's happening. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I used to work for the Canadian government. I saw things that no one probably will ever see on kill floors, the way people treat animals. I've seen some of the files and court cases that some went to court, some didn't, most didn't. And I've seen awful things. And so I did get a bit of help. Thank you for saying get help. It really helped me realize that maybe my voice is powerful. If I can reach, there's almost 700 people in the chat right now. If I can reach that many people, some of them are going to be empathetic. And so a lot of the people in the chat, guys, just as a reminder, a lot of people in the chat are the loud ones in the room. I'm sure there's many that aren't even commenting, that are watching, that are interested to maybe make that change. Go to challenge22.com. We have free support. We got dietitians there. We got experts in the field that will help you transition to a plant-based diet, but always keep the animals in mind. Think about what's happening here at death houses like this, these disgusting nightmare facilities that cause so much trauma, that kill innocent animals, all for things like cow's milk, all for things like their flesh, their skins, which you saw earlier. We don't need to use these. And just so you know, the people that are triggered in the chat are likely some of the people that have killed or taken lives. So I recommend any of the people that have worked in the industry or who take lives, hunters, people that have taken lives on kill floors, go watch the video, What Killing Animals Does to Your Brain. It talks about how we move from empathy to apathy to, in some cases, psychopathy. I understand some of us were just brought up in this way, to grow up in this way, to think that it's normal. But it's not. It's not. It's not normal for us to kill all day. It's not normal for certain people to kill. Like these workers, most of them are immigrants, they're refugees, they're marginalized communities that are used to kill for you and your sausage or your cow's milk or something like that, when you clearly don't have to do that. And there's some people here who will say that I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been on more farms than 99% of people. I've been on more slaughterhouses and more processing facilities than 99% of people. So I think I have a bit of a say when it comes to what's happening here as well. And people are talking about our current food system. Well, vegans don't advocate for our current food system. They advocate for the animals. That's what veganism is, if you didn't know. It's the idea of not viewing animals as commodities. It's the idea of not viewing them for entertainment, exploitation, for anything like that. If you didn't know, like for example, Marineland, they want to kill 30 plus beluga whales because people are done going to this place. So Marineland just wants to kill them. They don't want to send them to sanctuary. They don't want to hold on to them anymore. They cry to the government so they can get more money. And for what, right? For what? So they made their money so they can just arbitrarily kill these animals because they want more money and they can't get it. I mean, they live on a piece of land with hundreds of millions of dollars, and yet they're just trying to get rid of the animals. And that's partly humans' fault, right? That's our fault for supporting industries that think that it's okay to use animals for entertainment. Why would we do that? If you look at what happens in labs and in testing facilities with dogs and cats, I mean, people freak out about that. These animals are no different, right? So the idea of exploiting others for us is just isn't acceptable. It's 2025, guys. It's 2025. It's time to quit these things. Stop eating animal products. Move towards an ethical framework that doesn't view animals as commodities. I don't think most of you salivate when you look at your dogs and your cats. When you look at roadkill, I'm pretty sure you aren't like, I want to eat that. No, you're probably like, oh shit, I can't believe that happened. That sucks. Mark is throwing out a funny from like 20 years ago. Mark, come up with something new, bro. Let's see something new. Guys, hit like, tell all your friends. If you're interested in adopting a plant-based lifestyle, remember to keep the ethics there. It's always about the animals. Most people that go vegan for the animals will stay vegan. Sometimes when people just go for diet or selfish reasons, sometimes they won't stick with that. So guys, let me know where you're from, which country you're from. Let me know, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're thinking about going vegan, and 3 if you're an animal abuser, total loser. Some people will let you know why honey is bad. So Luke is a loser, Superfly, another loser, Evil Steven is based, Scar Cats is based, Ghost, whatever, Charlotte, yes. Not taking advice from someone. Well, I'm probably closer to 60 than I am 40. Whatever. So, I mean, if you want to base your whole entire philosophy on how I look, what does that say about you as a person? Imagine having that idea for anything. If you have that idea for anything, like then you just, like, how do you even live? I mean, there's people that probably look worse than me. There's probably people that look better than me. There's probably people that are fatter than me, that are skinnier than me, that have better pigmentation than I do, that don't have it. Like, I mean, where's your line? Is it just veganism because you're triggered because you're being called out for being a total loser, animal abuser? That's my guess. Insane, right? It's just so insane how people arbitrarily pick up on vegans saying, oh, he looks like this, or oh, he looks like that, or oh, she looks like this, or oh, she looks like that. I mean, what do most people die from? Eating animal products, right? Like, hello. That's the majority, people. Use your think box. You can use it. It's not hard to use it a little bit sometimes. Yes. Only loser. Well, I mean, if you're a number 3, anybody who uses and abuses animals is a 3, so they're total loser animal abusers, as Tash Peterson says. Guys, if you've not seen the 3-minute movie challenge, it's in the description below. Please go check it out. It might change your life. It might see, then you can maybe understand why I'm out here, why there's so many vegans in the world that want this to end, that want this to stop. 6 years vegan, that's amazing. Myself, 12 years after working in animal agriculture. It's great. Charlotte, Tommy Cressman, I'm not looking, sorry. 15 years vegan. Why would I get a life? I'm retired, Tom. Why would I get a life or work? Why do I want a job? Doesn't make sense. See, like all these excuses, guys, these are weird excuses to justify violence towards others. Guys, let me know if you want me to head back down to the tannery area. I'm sure they put the doors back up and trying to get rid of that. Or if you want me to go check out the playground, or if you want me to go look at this other facility that might be starting, or if you want me to stay put. And don't forget to hit like, tell all your friends, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be on here the next time I go live. Hopefully we're going to be exposing some other places. If you didn't know, Joey Carbstrong, animal rights activist, is going to be there's something that's coming out. It's pretty big, so don't forget that name. Go and subscribe to his channel. Also, if you are a vegan and an activist and you just want to learn how to do terrific outreach, it's Mel and Steve. I'm not sure if they're in the chat right now, but go to their channel, check it out. You can go through the playlist, set it to play, and you're going to see how to do some street outreach. Also, October 24th, we are going live at many slaughterhouses across the world. So it's part of Project Livestream, which will be Project Livestream number 4. And we will be out at slaughterhouses everywhere. If you want to get involved, if you want to get active, all you need is 50 subscribers on YouTube, and we're doing that. We're trying to empower other activists to get out there, do a better job than I ever could on these live streams, to get out there and speak about the atrocity that's happening behind me, the smell, the violence, the sheer violence that's accepted in society, which shouldn't be, right? If you want to stop that, help us go live, and we can get you the 50 subscribers. Just go to It's Mel and Steve on their Instagram, and they'll be able to help put you into a chat, and we'll get you the 50 subs, and we'll all go live together. Oh. Well, Matt, what do you mean plant lives matter? Are you comparing a cow to a carrot, Matt? I mean, what the hell? Awesome, Frankie Blue. Frankie the Blue, awesome. You are awesome, Mel and Steve. Also, guys, go support a vegan business. It's called Vegan Vision. Awesome sunglasses. Also on Mel and Steve's, on their channel as well as their Instagram, I believe. Paul, I did not just see what you wrote there. We have a death truck coming up, guys. That makes no sense, Paul. Selective about who lives and who dies. Can you imagine if someone said that about you, Paul? We're just being selective. We're not gonna let you live anymore. Just because I have a choice to go to a grocery store, but I'm not gonna exercise that choice. Instead, I'm just gonna take your life for something that's needless that I'm gonna shit out later. So guys, this is St. Helens Death House, where a worker told the driver to run me over the last time I showed a truck here. So I'm gonna have to be extra careful because this is what we're told, or they're told to do, to run people over who are simply putting a camera up to a death truck, to our food system. Guys, look at the feces. They're literally scared shitless. I'm so sorry. Shame. Humans suck. I'm so sorry, baby. You do not deserve this. You do not deserve this. The humanity. You aren't baby cows. Shameful. So sorry. So sorry. How shameful is that? Look at the feces, the smell. How shameful is this industry? Absolutely disgusting. What do you gotta say? Fuck me, asshole. Okay, buddy. Animal abusing fucking loser. Wow. Call me, say that shit to me, eh? I'm simply here filming what's going on, and these guys want to start with me. Want to start with me, huh? Yeah, go ahead, buddy. You guys all want to be famous for some reason, don't you? Fucking abusers. I'm not in the operation zone, I'm simply on the sidewalk. This guy decides he's gonna tell me off. For what? I'm simply filming the cows, and he's all triggered, so fuck him. If he wants to say shit to me, I'll say shit back. I have every right to. Fuck these abusers. And if he's treating me like that, how's he treating the cows? Think about it. How do you think he treats the cows when I'm just simply filming them? I'm not blocking anything. What did I block? This is called a fucking sidewalk, bro. You don't believe in free speech. So what are you doing here if you don't believe in free speech? What if I just block everything, right? You don't believe in free speech? Do you live in a place where you exercise free speech and you can easily exercise that? Because if you do, maybe you should move to a country that doesn't allow for free speech, bro. And I'm not blocking anything. I'm on a sidewalk in Canada. Legally allowed to stand on a sidewalk in Canada. 5 meters from moving trucks. What are you talking about? I was more than even 5 meters. Where's this law? Tell me where this law is, buddy. Where's the law that allows them to drive on the sidewalk? There's no law that allows that, is there? So who's impeding on who? Well, if you don't like it, jogger, the door's right there. You can leave. No one's keeping you here. If you don't like Canadians, if you hate Canadians as a whole, then why are you on the stream? You can see all the seagulls. They're getting ready to go create more pandemics, guys. Congratulations, by the way, to all the people that enjoy pandemics, that want to wipe out humanity because they're lazy, they can't make a different food choice, want to create a society of disease and plagues and all of that for their simple food choice of drinking cow's milk. So there's the body parts of the innocent cows. They have fake owls all over the place because they have had complaints about body parts in the streets, in the community backyards, because these seagulls and birds will drop those body parts. They even have little metal things on the roofs to block the birds from staying on the sill. And people wonder why there's pandemics. People wonder why there's zoonotic diseases. They wonder why humans have to put up with that. Well, it's because people are lazy. They don't want to change their food choices. They know it's right. They're just lazy. Their egos are up. And when we point it out, they get their back against the wall because a lot of people don't want to accept accountability and responsibility, right? And a lot of people in the chat especially are people that have taken lives, right? A lot of people have taken lives in the chat and they're triggered. Um, they're the truck drivers. They're the ones that worked on the kill floor. They're the ones who hunt. They've taken lives and they don't want to accept any responsibility for it, because if they did, well, I mean, maybe they'd evolve, maybe they'd grow up a bit. But I mean, imagine thinking that you're hard, you're strong, or you're, I don't know, like a good person for abusing innocent animals. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. How shameful is that? Guys, once again, I'm at St. Helens Death House. I'm losing my voice a bit. I've been on the stream for 60 minutes now. We were just at the tannery where they show the skins of the mother cows. I actually was going to start off the stream by saying we were at a dog skin place, and just to see what the reaction would be. This isn't trespassing. This is called a sidewalk in Canada, bro. If you don't know the law, I don't know why you would say anything. And if you don't believe in fundamental freedoms of expression, well, then you should probably be in a country that doesn't express that or allow that. Guys, I'm at St. Helens Death House in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I don't need a job. I'm retired. Yeah, we're showing what takes place in these industries, because they're abhorrent. Mother cows get shot in the face. They have their babies stolen from them. So people like that one guy in the chat there can pretend he's a baby cow. Do you suck on a pacifier at night too, bro? Like, I don't think you do, but I can definitely send you one if you'll swap it out for the cow's tit milk. It's pretty bizarre that anybody would think that's normal to drink another species' milk. It's pretty disgusting. So, like, there's a lot of health reasons why: lactose intolerance, hormones, all the cow's milk. There's hormones in cow's milk. There's cholesterol. There's the potential risk of Crohn's disease, the potential risk of breast cancer, colorectal cancer. I mean, do I have to continue on? The risk of E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter, the risk of avian influenza. Like, why the hell would you consume that? And why the hell would you normalize that? Why would you feed your children that? That's disgusting. Guys, if you ever do these events, if you ever come out here, just be careful. Always keep your head on a swivel. As you saw earlier, one driver said for the other the one worker told the truck driver to drive on the sidewalk and run me over. He told him to do it. It's on the stream, if you can imagine. I'm on a sidewalk. Always be on the sidewalk. Be aware of the spots you're allowed to stand. And I'm upholding my rights in Canada as my fundamental rights of expression. Last time they called the cops on me. The cops came up to me. They said, keep doing your thing, basically. So what a waste of taxpayers' money to bring the cops out here. Yeah. And Ashton is triggered probably because he eats mother cows. If you can imagine being triggered for someone calling you out for eating mother cows, it's strange. Ashton probably drinks their secretions, probably pretends he's a baby cow all the time, which is weird flex. And he hates Canadians, some Canadians apparently. Well, what am I supposed to do other than show what's happening here? I've done other exposés. I mean, what can I really do on a live stream in front of the world? I'm not going to go run in the slaughterhouse, although it would be nice if you could. It would be nice if you could show the truth, what happens inside these places, right? Are you not adult enough to know? Are you too afraid to find out? Well, if you go in the description, I'm for tomato rights too. Thank you, Above the Horizon. Guys, please go subscribe to Above the Horizon. He's for tomato rights, carrot rights, and all the other rights. Jamie, that's pretty funny. I'm losing my voice if you couldn't tell. I'm gonna back away from this hellhole for a second here. Guys, if you have any questions, I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I worked for the Canadian government for 15 years. I've done investigations into a lot of cruelty, seen a lot of things that most people never will. And I learned about 15 years ago that I could change. So I made that change. And I'm really happy that I did. But I'm also embarrassed that I was a part of this industry for so long that I wasn't. Sorry, I thought there was a truck. That I wasn't more aware. My whole family worked in it. My mom worked in slaughterhouses, my grandparents. I know my grandma suffered. My mom and I have similar dreams. We have similar dreams of us being in a crate, actually. So we've talked about it. Also, you experience trauma when you work in these places. I definitely flash back all the time to the things that I saw. Piles of dead bodies, skin ripped off faces, wings that are flapping with blood all over them and blood's flying everywhere. These hens, specifically like the hens, they're so fragile that their legs would just rip right off while they're being hung upside down on a shackle. Some of the investigations that I saw, people that would just use the iron stamping thing that with the heat or the flame, they would just keep stamping pig skin over and over and over. They would assay the animals. Often there's piles of documents that used to be in the office that I worked in. It's like the SA files. So many things, right? Like a lot of people have done like really awful things, because if you think about it, like for cows, for example, they shove their fist in their anus. They're playing with their bits, right? They're playing with their privates. Like, how else do they get the semen from the bulls, right? That isn't talked about a lot. And, you got to think about how you get the semen, right? How is that coming to pass over and over and over? This kind of changes the mentality of people who work in this industry. A lot of farmers will turn to some of the things like that. And there is one worker that I used to work with who said, as veterinarians, when they would graduate, and this isn't another country, but they would have to go, one of the hazing processes, they would have to go out in the field and do something with a sheep or a goat, I can't remember. So this is what happens, guys. No joke. I don't think he would make that up. Who would make that kind of thing up, So guys, I'm just telling the truth. Just like the animal rights activists here, we don't have to be a part of this system anymore. We learned a long time ago that we don't. Many people have paved the way to share. As you can see, there's fences everywhere. There's things telling us not to film. There's people that are triggered who tell workers to drive us over. All these things. It is true, Jeremiah. Absolutely, it's true. You wanna go on a live discussion with me about it? We can talk about it anytime. Absolutely true. What's there to make up? How would anybody even think to make that up? You know what I mean? It's just a weird thing to think about, right? And that's it, right? We want everybody to boycott violence. It is true, Creaky. Maybe you're the one who's done it. Who knows, right? Who knows? So these are drums that they fill animal skin and fat. So they'll send them for things like, oh my God, the chemicals are just awful. So they'll send them for things like French fries and shit. Oh my God, this smells so bad, guys. Ex-inspector, yes. You're a butcher, so which animals do you kill? Do you kill them or do you just chop up their flesh? Which animals do you kill? And I'm not dribbling shit. What experience do you have? You worked in one plant and you cut up some body parts and you call that being a butcher. A butcher. Ooh, what's that? There's a video called What Killing Animals Does to Your Brain. You should watch that, bro. If you actually took their lives, you should watch that. So we're at the tannery, guys. This is where all the skins are. They've closed all the doors now, but they still leave a bit of them open because the smell is abhorrent. It's disgusting. This guy's saying, I'm talking shit. Says he's a butcher. Well, what do butchers know? They chop off heads, they chop body parts into more body parts. And what's ironic is they complain about, oh, vegans shouldn't call this burger, they shouldn't call it this or that. They shouldn't call plant-based options that. Well, the strange part is you're making an animal into that burger. You're making an animal, like, if you were so, like, meant to eat animals, then why wouldn't you just eat the animal like the way the animals are? Because you don't, right? You chop them up, you make them look nice, you put plants on them. So, as you can see, they don't want you to see, guys. Very much hidden. Of course, right? Of course. Smell is terrible, guys. That's something you can't express. Smell. Smell is absolutely abhorrent, guys. I can't stay out here too long because I just can't handle the smell. Oh my God. So yeah, that's the awful smell of the tannery. They've clearly closed up for the day because I'm here. Normally all those doors would be open and the back door. I think the one employee was really mad that I was there. Again, slamming the door. And yeah. Well, I'm just showing the truth. It's a sidewalk, right? What I don't understand is why people don't want to be transparent. Why not be transparent? Why not show everybody the truth about what happens in any field, anywhere? You don't think people are old enough or wise enough to make decisions on their own based on the things that they see? Open up the slaughterhouses. Let us all go inside and see what takes place and see if that food choice resonates with us versus not being a part of that. Why not? What's wrong with that? Let's show the world. Let's show everybody what their food system entails. Because I'm going to guarantee you most people don't know. I've been out in the streets for, 7-8 years doing activism, maybe longer. And guess what? Most people are like, oh, I didn't know that. Or, oh, I didn't know it was that bad. You know, a lot of people don't know that pigs are put into gas chambers at 6 months old. A lot of people don't know that they develop coughs. They're given antibiotics. A lot of people don't know about porcine epidemic diarrhea. I mean, and people are eating this stuff. A lot of people don't know about parasites. A lot of people don't know about zoonotic diseases. This is our food system, so we should be aware, no? Should we not be allowed to know what takes place? Should we not be allowed to make decisions based on the truth instead of these artificial terms like the meat industry brings up, like even the word meat or pork or bacon or steak, like these are made up terms, like organic, free range, free run. What the fuck does any of that mean? It just gives people the idea that it's okay to use animals and feel better about their choices. But the thing is, people don't really know what's going on. They don't know about this death house in their backyard. I mean, Mel and Steve were just at a slaughterhouse a little while ago, and someone stopped by and they were like, I thought something bad was going on here. They didn't realize that there was a slaughterhouse in their community, and they could smell it all the time. They just didn't know what it was. And then they finally found out. So yeah, death houses, these places are disgusting. And transparency, I agree. We should be transparent. Show the truth. Show the reality. Tell us what's in our animal flesh that we eat. People often don't even know at the grocery store. They don't tell you what drugs they were on. They don't tell you which diseases or pathogens that they might have or had. Line speeds are so fast that how can you guarantee that there's no pathogens or cancers or diseases that go through, or parasites or anything like that? Why can't we be transparent about that? Tell people the truth. What chemicals are used to try to kill the pathogens that are sprayed on top of these animals that you eat. I mean, they're literally bathed in toxic chemicals to try to kill the fucking pathogens that you're eating. Let alone, like, these drums actually say toxic on them, and then you're eating that shit. I mean, it's no wonder why we have the rates of cancer, the rates of disease the way we do. The animals consume the most drugs, they consume the most supplements, the most antibiotics, and people are just oblivious to it. They don't know. And so that's just our food system, let alone the degree of violence that takes place in these places is just unimaginable. This is normalized violence. When I used to go into these slaughterhouses, I would be scared to go in certain ones because I knew the worker, like the guy with the machete at the back of the line with blood all over him, in his mouth and on his face, who just didn't give a shit if it was on him. Like, I knew that guy was psycho, and I didn't know if he could turn the knife on me. Like his eyes were, it was like he was in his perfect place, his happy place, where he was able to execute animals legally. And that was fun for him. He enjoyed that. You could tell he got off on it. And I was always concerned that anytime I walked in there, who knows, this guy could turn the knife on me. My friend Jack Hancock just interviewed a guy who had worked in slaughter before, and he talks about these experiences and like some of the things that he used to think about while he was taking lives, or even just walking in the street, saying how easy it could be just to stick a pick in someone's chin and then kill them off. Like, it's not too far to think that if animals are being abused this way, you'd find me in what? Clinically stoned? What do you mean you'd find me? Are you threatening me, bro? What do you mean you'd find me? You'd find me in what? That's a weird thing to say. What would you do, bro? You know, the irony is that you're wearing, it looks like military gear. Do you work for the military? Have you worked in the military? So he doesn't respond. That's what I thought. Imagine thinking it's a flex to say that you would find somebody online. And what? What are you gonna do, bro? Like, you're triggered by me showing the truth? That's not a response, bro. That's it. I would find you. It's a meme. Yeah. Well, if you had your friend killed and people threatened with their lives all the time, you'd probably think differently. All for putting a camera up to the industry. Can you imagine? What a free country you like to live in, isn't it? Someone puts up a camera to what's happening in this industry and you're all fucking triggered. Like, oh no, we shouldn't be allowed to show what's happening to the animals. But hey, like when your rights are on the line, right? If the government came in and did something to you, you'd be like the first one fucking crying about it, right? You'd be a bitch crying about it. Oh my God, my rights. Oh my God, no, no, no. But when I put up a camera to a slaughter truck, you're the one crying about it, saying you can't show that. You're on private property when I'm not. I'm literally on the sidewalk, legally in Canada, on the sidewalk, and you're the first person fucking talking about it. Who's trespassing, bro? This is literally a sidewalk in Canada. Did you not know? Do you know what a sidewalk is? Creeping on what? I'm not creeping on anything. I'm showing the fucking slaughterhouse trucks, bro. That's what I'm showing. And you guys are all triggered by it. And so are some of the workers. I'm allowed to show what's happening with our food system, bro. What's wrong with that? You don't want transparency? You don't think we should have a transparent food system? You think we should just live in this fairy tale and lie about it? Yeah, here we go. It's so easy to get these trolls triggered, right? I mean, but talk about their fundamental freedoms of expression or the Constitution. That's the first thing they're protecting. But hey, I exercise my freedom of expression and it can't be allowed. They want to be a dictator. Funny how that works, right? Yeah. Dictators. Yeah. So they don't actually care about expression, freedom of rights, only when it suits them, like a true dictator, right? Amazing. Knowles, what do you mean? They don't have a Bill of Rights? What does that even matter? Do dogs and cats have a Bill of Rights? So Knowles, you're okay with people beating the shit out of dogs and cats, abusing them, using their reproductive system for whatever means they want? Would you use a cat or a dog as a punching bag and you'd be okay with that? Or would you give them some rights, some freedom, some dignity and respect? Probably not, right? You're probably just going to double down. Well, we don't base our morality on what Wolf does, right? We have morals, we have societies, we have laws that protect us. I'm just saying extend those rights to the animals that we breed into existence, confine, use their reproductive system, and commodify. We don't go and commodify those other beings. We use our own morals and values and create the society that we want, right? If you want to live by what an elk or a wolf does in the wild, then you wouldn't be on the phone right now. You'd just be living out in the wild. Kyle, no, I was actually an inspector. I work for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. So I wasn't a butcher. Just trying to get out of the wind. Let me know if the audio is good, guys. It's kind of windy here and loud. So no. I mean, are there any real questions in here? Like, I stop every once in a while to take a look and talk, but there's all these, like, stupid fucking comments, man. Like, no, I'm not a Newmarket. John D's always triggered, and he's always talking about gay stuff. It makes me wonder, John. I think John might be coming out someday, guys. It's okay if you want to be gay. Do whatever you want. I don't care. No, not really close, actually. What is my problem? Well, I don't think animals should be executed for our food system. I think we can move away from doing this to animals. Hey, Johnny, vegan seed. We don't need to confine, torture, abuse, all these things. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I worked for the Canadian government for many years. I saw firsthand, first experience what happens to the animals. I saw what takes place on farms. And one day I realized that we don't have to do that. So now I'm sharing my experience with the rest of the world in hopes that they'll change their hearts and minds and stop contributing to such a violent industry. These slaughterhouse communities have higher violent crime rates. I don't want pandemics wiping out my family and friends. There's a variety of reasons why I would be against this. So many reasons why, but mostly it's because of what the animals go through. They're abused, they're tortured, they're confined. There's these farmers that do some crazy stuff to them for their entertainment. Some of the worst farms I've ever been on were small scale ones. One of the worst things I saw was actually there's a pig just hanging there by his neck, and the other pigs were just kind of in a holding area by the pig, kind of just swinging there, and that was just dominance. I found out then that that's just for the farmer or whatever to have dominance over them. So when he's telling them to move from one spot to the another, they'll listen. They'll just be quiet. And if you go to a sanctuary, you go to other places, you won't see pigs be so quiet. They're very expressive. But at that place, they were mute. They didn't say anything. So things like that. Saw a lot of stuff that's pure violence like that. I've seen a lot of frozen animals to death. I can't imagine, like, if you've had hypothermia or been really cold. I've seen animals' heads frozen to crates, all these things. This guy was at me earlier. Got more to say? Do you have more to say? What do you got to say? What? I'm retired. I don't need a job. Yeah, I'm retired. So why are you telling me to get a job? Why don't you get another job? Why don't you get another job? You can get another job. You started with me, remember that, right? You started with me. I was simply filming them. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector, bro. I've been on farms. I've been in these places. I know exactly what happens. And you do too. That's why you should change. We can all change. I'm not a loser. You're just justifying. It's blood money, bro. You can change. Plenty have. Many workers have, bro. Be a hero. Don't be a zero, man. Whatever, dude. They're innocent animals, right? They're mother cows. Why do you want to smell that every day of your fucking life? That smell in your nose. Disgusting. Look at this shit. Diarrhea. He started with me, fish. I'm not harassing anybody. What's up, Tyrant NC? So, Tyrant MC, do you know Toby Hunter? Ex-Hunter. Look at all the feces, guys. Ex-Hunter, now vegan, animal rights activist. Shares his experience with the world. Should go check him out. Hunter Toby. Gets uncaged or something for the animals. There's also Chris, vegan sheepdog. These poor cows. It's a fraction of their lifespan. Look at all the feces and urine all over the place. This is an abomination. An abomination. What an abomination. All for your fucking milk. How disgusting is that? And we aren't even cows. Go figure. How disgusting. The smell, you wouldn't believe it. Absolutely disgusting, man. Yeah, those are cows. They're just 5 years old. Some of them are probably still pregnant. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I used to work in this, and you would see as the machine would come down, cutting their rib cage, the placentas fall right onto the conveyor belt, and then their bodies would be put into a vat, and you'd see like these, sometimes they were fully developed, sometimes they weren't, fetuses, babies, because this industry doesn't give a shit. You'll even actually make more money if you send them to slaughter pregnant. That's how this industry treats these cows. And like, even the truck driver telling me to get a life, I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, he started with me, right? And so I've worked in this industry much longer than most people, 15 years, for the Canadian government. One of my roles was actually to work in an investigation unit where you saw cases of extreme animal cruelty within the confines of the law, even frozen pigs. Remember, I used to see chickens that would be, their heads would be frozen to crates with their own urine and feces. They'd come from, even back then, they'd come from places like the Carolinas all the way to Canada. If you can imagine that. Their hens would be so frail, like when they were put onto shackles, their legs would just snap right off. So then, as a result of their legs snapping right off, their necks wouldn't hit the line where it cuts their neck. So then they would go into the skull tank, and that happened often. You would see these bodies further down the line. As the inspector on the line, you'd see these bodies coming really red, and you would know that they're scalded to death after they had their legs ripped off. If you can imagine that. This is like the actual truth. I'm not lying. You can talk to many workers who have had these experiences. There's books about this stuff. I don't share it too often about the things I saw because it's really upsetting to talk about. If you can imagine seeing that yourself. If you go into these farms too, you'll see all these animals. Many of them can't even move. They're basically disabled babies. They've been so genetically engineered that their legs can't even carry. They can't even walk properly because they're only like 42 days old, and they'd weigh equivalent to like a 250-pound human. So that's like really genetically engineering. These cows are much bigger than they actually normally would be. Same with the pigs. I mean, you should see some of the sizes of the pigs that they made them, these freak show breeds that they made them, massive, and all for what? Like a bacon sandwich? I mean, you can get your little taste fix with other things, right? Other products. And I think a lot of people are coming to that realization, and this is the point where people are triggered. They're upset because some people just don't want to change due to tradition or culture or these things. But like, why? Why don't you want to change? I mean, I thought we wanted to live in a better society. You see these birds, you got crows, seagulls, pigeons, all going for the corpses, body parts that are going into the bin or the truck just a little bit over there, which I showed earlier. And so sometimes they'll drop them in the community park over here in the backyards. If you go to the community park, it's covered in feces. And we wonder how zoonotic diseases start, right? Why would you want that for your community? Why would you want that for any community? PTSD, drug, alcohol abuse, violent crime rates, all these things spike. All these things grow as a result of this industry. Workers suffer trauma. They turn to drugs, alcohol, More increased risk of violent crime, including SA and grape. And you'll see it. There's actual studies. There's actual evidence of this. You don't have to take my word for it. You can look into it. So it's the truth. It's the reality. And these fences say it all, right? The fences just really dictate how it is. You see, they don't want you to be here. They want to hide the industry to you. Everyone's violent here. Look at all the birds here. They're all getting ready for their feast. This is in the middle of it. This isn't near a beach, guys. This is a disaster. And people wonder why. Again, why we have pandemics, why we have zoonotic diseases, why there's feces, even at the market around the corner, all over the streets, right? It's everywhere. Everyone's just living in feces. And so, the workers, they get triggered. Even the one worker told the driver to run me over today. Can you imagine? Go drive over him, run him over. That's what he said. It was on live. What can't be expressed to you is the smell at this place. If you've driven out into farmers' fields and stuff like that around that area, out in the country or whatever, then you can maybe understand a little bit. But the smell at the slaughterhouse is much worse, and obviously it's going to be much worse inside the kill floor, much worse inside there. So when you go to the farmer's field, you'll smell the feces. This has been normalized to us to think that we need to spread feces everywhere. It's a co-product, man. These industries get subsidies, and they cry to the government, and they use things like feces to grow crops and stuff. And instead of using plant-based inputs, we could definitely change that system. And I don't think it would take a lot. Subsidies go a long way. And of course, we still need farmers, just farm plants. Many have changed. If you look up someone like Rowdy Girl Sanctuary, she's changed. She's a former Texas rancher. If she can change, any farmer can change. If you're a farmer and you're like, screw this guy, well, and you think you care about your animals and stuff like that, you don't go to the kill floor. You don't see that end process. By the time you even start to think about that, you're on to the next herd or flock or group of animals. So you don't have time to think about maybe the individuals that you built a relationship with. So what you can do is start a sanctuary, end it, stop sending them to slaughter. Many sanctuary farmers now, that they used to be farmers for not such good reasons, and now they're sanctuaries. So, well, that was a bit awkward. Well, thanks for sticking around, guys. Sometimes the stream drops and kind of sucks. I don't know why it happens. Well, we're back. I just want to say to all the mods, thank you for being here. I want to say to all the vegans, thank you for being here. We're collectively doing this together. I couldn't do it without your support. I couldn't do it without all you awesome people out there who think the same way and are just trying to help create the world that we want to create. A world without violence, a world without dominating others, a world without seeing others as commodities. We don't have to do that anymore. We've moved away from it. We can definitely stop using animals for any reason whatsoever. I appreciate you all being here. And maybe to some of the people that are on the fence, guys, take a look at the link in my description. Go watch the video and see for yourself the truth and reality of the industry. There's something called Challenge 22, which you can go to. They'll give you free meal ideas. It's a dietitian. You'll get dietitians or you get put in a group and they'll give you ideas for replacements. I mean, it's not really that difficult. If a guy like me, ex-slaughterhouse inspector, can figure it out, you very easily can figure it out. If former hunters can figure it out, if ex-ranchers can figure it out, people that have worked in labs and testing facilities can figure it out, you certainly can figure it out. It's really not that difficult. What I would say is the ego. The ego is the hardest thing to combat, right? Because if we start to think about maybe what we've been a part of, we have to accept responsibility for it. And sometimes people don't want to accept responsibility. I mean, it took me a while even to become an activist because I was embarrassed. I was lied to. Feel like I'm an idiot. How did I not understand or see what I being a part of was wrong and abusive? And I can blame my family and my friends and society, but at the end of the day, at some point I have to take responsibility, and you do too. I mean, you wouldn't go around kicking your dog, using them as a punching bag. You certainly wouldn't set them on fire. You certainly wouldn't hang them like some of the farmers do. You certainly wouldn't burn them like some farmers do. You certainly wouldn't grape them like some farmers do. I'm not saying all farmers do this, but some do. And it can be pretty common for these farmers to know of the bad apple, the bad person in the community, and they protect them. Why do they protect them? I don't know. If you know something's happening or if you know someone's beating an animal, I mean, I had one person tell me that they would hear the screams of the animals at night from their neighbor. And a few of us had mentioned possibly going to solve that problem, and they were too scared to let us do it. They begged us not to do it because they were afraid of repercussions. So that's how violent this industry can get, guys. That's how violent this industry is. And this is a prime example of why we all need to live vegan. Look at all the feces, guys. Look how fast he's driving too. He's driving fast because he doesn't want us to see. Innocent beings, crammed, can't even move. Look at all the feces. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Covered in their feces. Guys, don't be a part of this. Don't be the reason this happens. You don't have to drink cow's milk. You don't have to eat their bodies. Please don't be the reason this happens. You can change. We can all change. I changed. There's like 150 million vegans in the world. Some people don't even eat animal body parts, but they don't realize that all these cows and the chickens, the hens, they all get slaughtered too. The dairy industry is the meat industry, guys. This guy says he's having a big glass of milk after he sees those poor innocent cows covered in their feces, about to have their necks slit. Can you imagine that human supremacist mindset? I mean, this guy would be the same guy walking around saying it's okay to have slaves. He'd be the same guy going around saying, screw women's rights. Same mindset, guys, right? There's a lot of you on the fence, a lot of you who are worried or maybe have this misinformation that this is normal or this is something we need to do. I ask you, were you born a baby cow? No. I ask you, were you weaned as a child? 3 years old, 4 years old? Yes. So do you have to participate in this? No. You've been conditioned, brainwashed to think like this guy, this adult human being who says he loves to drink cow's milk, to to justify violence towards them. Same kind of guy that would probably kick a dog or kick a pigeon or, you know, taunt and tease these animals. It's the same kind of people that would do that, right? Someone who says after he sees an animal in that, well, yeah, it is human supremacist, absolutely. Seeing an animal covered in their feces in their final moments and mocking them, like making fun of them and joking about their situation. Can you imagine? That poor innocent animal never had a chance to even fight back, and these disgusting people who think that it's okay to mock them are here in the chat. Don't be one of those disgusting people that think it's okay to mock animals and have them brutalized and probably do the same thing at home to their companions. They're probably the type of people who lock them in their sheds and leave them confined. There's so many disgusting farmers out there that do the same. We've seen animals in some horrific conditions out on these farms. Obviously, what happens in slaughter is brutal. I mean, imagine someone saying, I'm having milk right now after seeing the pregnant mother cow covered in feces, sliding around in this death truck, mocking her, making fun of her, an innocent animal. Can you imagine the mindset, the mentality that has to go into thinking like that, being of that mindset that it's okay to do that and making fun of it? Crazy. It is mental as fuck. Even thinking that we're a different species of animal, like you're literally drinking a different species animal, their secretions. It's such a bizarre things. And these animals were all genetically engineered to grow as massive as possible. You're drinking their hormones, you're drinking their cholesterol, possibly avian influenza, tuberculosis, things like Campylobacter E. coli, salmonella. Those risks are up. Like most people are lactose intolerant. No shit, because we aren't cows. I mean, if it was rat's milk, would this guy still be like, oh, I love drinking rat's milk or cat's milk or giraffe milk? Like it's so fucking bizarre. What a weird thing that we're brought up into, to think that this is normal somehow. And then guys like mocking the innocent cow that, what did she ever do to him, to mock them, to say, you know, ha ha ha, you're covered in your shit. Ha ha ha, I'm drinking your milk. Ha ha ha, you're going to be shot in the face multiple times now and have your head cut off at just 5 years old when you could live to 20, just so I can have your glass of milk. Talk about human supremacy, guys. That's peak human supremacy. It's pathetic. It's disgusting. Imagine being that individual, thinking that you can just walk all over and think that's okay to treat beings that way. I mean, he's, again, probably the type of guy who just goes around and probably beats up animals and throws rocks at them and makes fun of them all the time. What a mindset to have. Guys, I've been here for a while. I'm probably going to call it soon. The smell here is disgusting. So I've been here for, 109 minutes. And I think I'm going to call it soon. So if you have any questions, real questions, let me know. No, these cows aren't going for veal. Potentially some of them are still pregnant. I would imagine the placentas that come out of them are too small to go for veal. There might be a certain age that they have to be, or maybe they would have had to been bred this way. The industry doesn't want, it's kind of a dirty secret. They don't want you to know that they're pregnant, sent to slaughter. Like, it's not supposed to happen, but it's just so common. So yeah, they'll probably send for byproducts somehow. That's my guess. Yeah, Gandalf, I guess if you want to call it that. I don't know why you would say that, but sure. Guys, again, if you have any questions, please ask away. I'm going to be calling it very shortly. I might go on TikTok for a little bit. I had some success over there with a stream, just to go on for a few minutes. Again, we are at hell in one of the most disgusting streets in Canada. Absolutely terrible. And look at these copers coping in the chat who don't want to take responsibility for their actions. Pretty weak. Jeremiah, still on the cow's milk. Jeremiah, once in a lifetime offer. Why don't you DM me? I'll send you a pacifier, a baby bottle, and a blankie. How about that, big guy still on the cow's milk? Can you imagine that? An adult human on thinking that he's a baby cow. But yeah, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell your friends. Really appreciate all the vegans in the chat dealing with these simpletons like Jeremiah, who can't think for himself, who's a NPC drone bot. As you can see, no, vegans aren't actually weak. They're out here telling the truth, and the copers in the chat are crying like Jeremy and John D. Always saying stuff like, "Oh, let's report," and stuff. Like, can you imagine John D? John D is just triggered. John D has been in my streams before, and he just complains because, guys, guess what? John D is taking lives, and he doesn't want to accept any responsibility for it. I told John D to watch a video called "What Killing Animals Does to Your Brain." It actually affects your brain, moves you from empathy to apathy, especially after that first kill. Most people will remember that first kill, and then oftentimes move to psychopathy, which probably a lot of people that freak out in the chat are pretty close to psychopathy. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremiah makes money off of killing innocent animals too. Seems like a bit of a coper. No, I won't shut up. I'm just sharing the truth about the industry. I don't know why people are against that. Well, thanks for all the messages, Jeremiah. It seems like you're pretty triggered, which means I'm in your head, which is good, because maybe one day you'll wake up and realize, fuck, I looked in the mirror and I'm not a baby cow. And yeah, just so you know, when you're drinking that cow's milk, that sometimes E. coli gets into that milk. And you're drinking that shit right there. All that feces, that's what you're drinking. Good for you. Enjoy it. Amazing. No, it's not, Dennis. It's not anecdotal. There's studies out there. Chips provided the studies. You know what I'm talking about. Stop talking shit. Human supremacy right here. All these people standing there just for me. Can you imagine? Just for me. So much to hide, right? So much to hide. For what? Yeah, there's a video in the description. It's a 3-minute movie challenge, Candy. Watch the video, and there's some calls to action there. Highly recommend you go to challenge22.com. They'll provide you with plant-based meals and swaps and stuff like that, give you meal plans and stuff. So thank you for asking and being here. And don't pay too much attention to some of the crazies in the chat. These are the people that are just very much on the defense. They're lashing out, just like the worker earlier who told the truck driver to run me over. Just like Jeremiah, who's been trying to say stuff. Just like Simply Barron, who's saying I'm weak because I'm a vegan. I don't think Patrick Baboumian's weak. He's a world strongman. Won records in Germany, and it's kind of crazy that people would call vegans weak. I don't think Zdeno Chara, like a 6'9" former NHL hockey player, is weak. I wouldn't want to be near him, around him. So, yeah, the idea that anybody's weak standing up against injustice is Kind of a weird thing to say. Hi, Kyle. So yeah, guys, I'm 5 minutes out. If you have any questions, let me know. Please hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends. If another truck does show, I'll try to stick for that. But otherwise, the stream is going to end in 5 minutes. Again, go watch the 3-minute movie challenge in the description below. There's also a video called Dominion the Movie. It goes into full detail of our food system and how it works. And you can see if it's something that resonates with you, if it's something that appeals to you anymore. It stopped appealing to me because I learned that we didn't have to eat animals. Paul, are you talking about me? Because I'll challenge you to a race, Paul. We'll go on skates though, and I'll skate backwards for you. How about that? I'll skate backwards for you. You can race forwards. Let's see who wins. Guys, if you're vegan, hit 1. If you're an animal abuser, hit 2. And imagine flexing to that. There's literally people that actually hit 2. Thank you, vegans. Awesome. Good to see you, Benji. Thank you. I don't know why you would admit to abusing animals. Do you guys abuse your dogs and cats? It's kind of a weird flex, guys. Don't be on the side of history that abuses animals. Don't be an NPC bot, a drone that stands for nothing. Fight against it. Fight against this atrocity. Fight against trucks like this with mother cow's skin. Absolutely disgusting. I should probably maybe go over and show that. Well, maybe I'll do that on a TikTok live stream. I'm going to go live there in just a few minutes. I'm waiting until I'm at the 2-hour mark and I'm done here, guys. Again, hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends, and don't be a number 2. You know what I mean? A number 2. Get it? Don't be a number 2. All the number 2s in the chat. Kind of weird flex, guys. You're not a baby cow. You don't have to be that way. Yes, the number 2s. Yes, vegans are number 1, guys. Again, check out the movie, the 3-minute movie challenge in the description. Go see what we're talking about. You don't have to be a number 2 anymore. You don't have to be a number 2. You know what I mean? Like a deuce. You can change. This truck has skins as well. You can change. I changed. Many people have changed. It's easy to live vegan. Again, thank you, mods. Thank you, vegans, for being here. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll get out here again soon. I might try something else next time. Maybe bring you to a new location. Stay tuned. Hopefully that will be, I'm guessing, on Friday, maybe Thursday, maybe even tomorrow. Who knows? But yeah. We're down to the 1-minute countdown, guys. The Greek chef, always triggered, always in here triggered. Thank you, Fly Sensei. Creaky is asking me if I'm gay. I'm not interested, Creaky. Sorry about that. This is a stream about animals. It has nothing to do with that. Yes, sometimes I slur my speech moving forward. Thank you. That happens in life, doesn't it? Guess you've never done that, but baseball playoffs tonight, yes. So that will be the Blue Jays finally winning, hopefully. We'll see. We'll see about that. And yeah, guys, I'm out. It's great to see you. And please be kind. Please be vegan. Leave the animals alone. They don't deserve to go what they go through. Don't abuse them. Don't use them. Don't look at them as commodities. We can very easily live vegan. So I'll see you guys.